What up? Welcome to another episode of Cut the Tech. I am your host. I'm your man. I'm your guy, Coach Dre. And we here with another one of our episodes of Dominoes and Discussions. So I'm back with my man, Nate. Talk to him.
Nate the Great. Y'all know me by now.
We also got a very special guest, my man, Adrian. You want to introduce yourself, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Adrian Haliburton. And happy to be here.
Dope, man. So y'all know this is what we do. We get here, we play dominoes, we smoke hookah, we talk like men, right? And just have conversations. And so, Nate, you came to me this week and said you had a discussion topic you wanted to talk about. So
yeah, man,
let's talk.
Man, the topic that keeps coming up all week between me and my circle, and the particular individuals that are at this table, I specifically wanted them here because these are high-producing individuals. These are high-performing men. And in order to do that, the topic of stewardship comes up a lot. I was thinking about the fact that usually when people think about stewardship, what do they think about?
Money.
Finances, right? Which there's no doubt stewardship plays a huge role in. Watch the dishes.
Are you proud?
Stewardship plays a big role in finances, right? But that's not the only thing that we're called to steward. Now, first of all, let's break down what the word stewardship means. Like, what is it? When you hear the word stewardship, how would you define that?
I'll let you go first, man.
Nah, y'all take it in. I'm
you the guest, man. Speak. Talk to me,
man. I was kind of looking into this a little bit more. When you have a certain job or a certain role.
Okay. Dope. For me, I would say that stewardship is first and foremost, it's a heart posture. One that recognizes that I don't own anything. I'm just here to oversee something, to manage it, but no matter what it is. Like you said, finances is the main thing, but I'm sure we'll get into how stewardship plays a role in every area of life.
Yeah. So. Well, the parable that people always talk about when it comes to stewardship is the ones of the talents, right? You know what I mean? The one servant was given a lot of talents. Another one was given a lesser amount of talents, and then there was one that was given very little talents. One of them buried his talents. The others invested their talents and multiplied them. The one who multiplied what was given to him was called faithful. The one that buried his talents was one that was called slothful and lazy, and he got taken away that which was entrusted to him. So stewardship is, we're entrusted with certain things, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to be called to give these things back eventually to the one that gave them to us to steward. And so, along with finances, what are some other things that we're actually called to steward while we're here, during our stay here on Earth?
I'm always going to defer to you first.
You unpack that a little bit more?
Yeah. So, I'm going to give you one. So, for example, our bodies, we're actually called to steward. And you don't hear about this a lot. You hear a lot of motivations for being healthy, being that people want to look good, or people want to feel good, or people want to inspire others. But there's actually a more important reason to take our health very serious, and that is that these bodies that we've been given are not really ours necessarily. We're being leased these.
That's a fact.
For a time period, and in which case we're going to give them back. And while we're hearing them, we're called to take care of them. I know that in Genesis, Adam and Eve were called to steward the garden, to steward this earth. It never says that he took that job description back from humanity. So to steward the earth and all there is just within it, there's a lot of things that he's entrusted us with. Gifts, talents. We're called to invest them and not bury them, right? And I can just speak for myself. I know for many years, and there's probably still some talents and some gifts that I just have been selfish with. But I wasn't given, like, okay, so if we're being biblical, like, why were the gifts given to those different members in the body? Scripture tells us why. for the building up of the local body, right?
Facts.
So it's not just for us to be selfish and do what we want to do with it, but we have an obligation and a requirement to steward what's been given to us. And we all have different skills and abilities and talents and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, okay, as far as doing everything unto the Lord, what would that look like day to day?
One example I thought about when you brought this idea was, I thought about when I was early on as a parent. You know what I mean? You know, you have kids and then you be like, now I want to go outside. Like, me and the wife want to go chill. We want to go kick it. So we bring in one of my nieces or somebody to be the babysitter, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so we tell them, look, we give them money, we give them food. We say, if you wanna order something, bring it in. You can if you get stuff in the kitchen. But while we gone, your job is to watch over and maintain these children.
Yeah.
Now, these are not your children. You don't do with these children what you want to do. You steward our children.
Right.
And we're going to pay you based off of how you, if we get back and that kid ain't in the oven, you did a good job.
Right.
So,
That's extreme.
Right. But yeah, like,
Well, yeah.
I want to come back home and my kid is in the same place, the same condition I left him in. Right. And not just that. If you've ever had a really good babysitter or somebody who takes care of your children, they don't just do that as on behalf of you. They impart things into the child also while they're there. So like you said, the idea of multiplying, like they're not just there using my resources to take care of my resources, but they're also adding something to it as they're there.
Yeah.
Right. So in a similar way, God calls us to, he doesn't call us to ownership of anything. He calls us a stewardship of everything. Right? So whether that's my finances, my fitness, my relationships, my talents, my YouTube channel, you know what I mean? Like everything that I have comes through the hands of him. And I'm going to give an account back to him on what I did with that.
Right.
So how does that impact your everyday life in those areas? Like understanding that.
Well, immediately I think of the fact that so what that immediately triggered in me was
Big Six to the board first and foremost.
I ain't got it. What do y'all got?
Domino
It's out there. Big Six is out
You
there.
got the Big Six. If you don't, you got Big Five.
I got Big Five. That's 10.
Well, maybe you got Big Six. Did you let him look?
Okay, Big Six.
You doing that Big Six?
Oh, I know what I got.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
now
We're
I'm
gonna
get
give you
that Big
grace.
Five. I'm not letting you get that big boy out of
Okay,
here.
what I was going to say is where every man can relate to this topic is when you clock in on a job. If you work for somebody, all right, y'all. Y'all take care.
Y'all have a good one.
If you work for somebody, and let's say they're paying you a base rate, hourly rate, that's not your time to do whatever you want to do.
That's a fact.
Right?
You are hired to work to do the job that you are getting paid for.
And depending on whether you have a mindset of stewardship when you're there, how you act when you're on the clock is going to determine. It's going to be determined a lot by that headspace. Because if you think it's your time to do what you want, you're going to do just enough to not get fired.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay you just enough to not quit.
Listen, as somebody who is professionally, here at Cut the Tech, I help people get into new careers in the tech sales space. Like, I've been on jobs where the manager is like, hey, yo, I know such and such don't do nothing but play the video game all day. I see
I see you on social media streaming all day, or I see you taking so many bathroom breaks, or I see, whatever. And it's easy to do that. I mean, I'm not saying that nobody does that 100% perfect, but when you have a headspace of, I'm not on my time right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this wisely to be an asset and not a liability to the company that I'm at.
Yeah.
Right? Because otherwise, man, I'm telling you what, especially as jobs get more and more scarce out here, you can get replaced just like that.
Quick fast.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like as believers, We have to have that mindset all the time. We don't clock in to say, okay, I'm on God's time now.
Yeah.
Right? Because whether we eat, whether we drink, whether we sleep,
do it unto the Lord.
We do it all. That's it. The earth is His and everything therein. So,
what's your thoughts?
I want to add to that. So, one of the things, one of the things I've been saying that this is my sharpening year.
Okay.
I'm not looking to have any kind of spotlight or any of that. I'm learning and growing, right? Mm-hmm. And so, man, if you will see where I was at in January, right? I stepped outside and said, you know what? And I ain't networked because for me, and I said this can add to stewardship. So I got 6 kids, right?
Okay.
And
being fruitful and multiplying.
I'm following the word.
That's stewardship too. That's stewardship too. You really want to think about it?
And so, man, I said, you know what? I mean, so I never put me and my wife never put our kids in daycare.
Okay.
So a lot of that we was just taking turns. Like, all right, look, whenever you work the mornings, I work the nights. Okay. I work the nights, you work the mornings. That's how we did it. We had family for a little bit, kind of helping out, but then everybody everybody living their own life, so it was back on us. Okay. So for the whole 7 years I was in real estate, I've been in real estate. Yeah. That's just how
you make your own calendar or your own schedule.
Mm-hmm. But I've taken a little hit with that, but not been able to go and operate like I need to because I make sure my kids is good and safe. Okay. Because you hear the stories about things at daycares, things like that. So I was like, so now that's why this year I'm like, I'm getting outside. I told myself, matter of fact, it was December of 2024. I said, man, it was New Year's Eve, man. I was crying, man. Like, why is stuff so hard, man? Like, I'm praying to God. I'm trying to really get it figured out. Like,
that's real talk.
So I said, you know what? A piece is missing. And I say, I'm about to start networking. So I'm gonna start getting out and what I've learned is every person that I've met, they said, you can't be in business and not network.
That's right. Your network is your network. Is that what they said?
Yeah. Facts. And so I started seeing why I deeply understand that statement right there. Mm-hmm. So now I'm in that space where, the year's almost up. Next year, 2026, it's on, baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But part of this whole process, I said, man, people were like, well, Adrian, you've been doing so. I've been this way, right? But sometimes we fall down, we got to get back up. You know what I'm saying? And so part of that for me is, what was that? What am I getting at? Part of that for me is just saying, I'm moving on God's time. Because what I do every day is I pray to God. I ask God, please guide me in the right direction. Put me in the right position. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm following your GPS.
Yeah, that's real. And to be honest, I got a similar schedule. Being in sales, both of us do. When you're in sales and you make your own schedule, you have a lot of pockets of empty time, and a lot of pockets of empty time that nobody's watching you. Mm-hmm. You don't have cameras on you. You don't have people holding you accountable for what you're doing, right? So stewardship comes into play, and it's like, well, what am I going to do with this empty time? Because I could just go take a nap. Sometimes I do need a nap, and that make me more productive. But
good stewardship sometimes.
Sometimes it is good stewardship, to be honest with you, especially near 40. What time is it? Yeah, we're not out this late without having a little nap earlier. So I'm just saying. But it's what you do in all of that empty time that makes or breaks you. And just like I said before, when we were talking in our discussion before, I've seen a lot of shooting stars. I've seen a lot of people come in and then fizzle out. And what happens is that dead time will kill them.
Oh, yeah.
Because a body of motion stays in motion. But a body at rest stays at rest. And if you start slacking off, it just starts with a little bit. Next thing you know, that's all you're doing. And, I just think the reason why I wanted you here, Adrian, bro, you're a very high-producing man. You're a very active man.
Outside.
Very successful man. There's no way you can do all that you do without good time management and without good stewardship. And so that's why, I was really interested to hear what you had to say, because I'm literally sitting here taking notes as well.
I have a follow-up question to something earlier too, but you go ahead. I want you to answer that.
Man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for bringing me on. I appreciate
sure. We're happy to have you.
Man, I remember because we was at the cigar lounge at Classic Blends, right?
And that's for networking purposes too.
Yes,
because I wanted to be around established.
Yeah, I want to be around dope men.
Yes,
like at this stage in my life, I'm 42. I want to be around somebody who's 65 and can show me how to get to where they are. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody told me if somebody had what you want,
find
out with them and find out how they got it.
I just heard that again this week, just a couple days ago.
Yeah,
it said find somebody who's doing the same line of business that you're doing in their 60s. I just heard the statement. They're in their 60s. Go sit with them.
Mentorship.
I don't know if we heard the same thing.
We did. Listen, when I looked over and seen you in the same spaces doing the same thing, I'm like, okay, he get it.
Yeah,
he's a young cat and he get it. I'm gonna fool with him,
bro. Everybody around me is older than me.
Yeah,
50, 60, and you know, the thing is, it's always been challenging for me to find good people.
Yeah, I know that.
Matching my energy,
bro. I know that.
Tough.
Way too hard.
You know, it's
way too well.
And then sometimes when you get around people, you know, they try to look for something that's bad.
Well, people want to pull you to their level.
Yes,
usually, and so if they feel that you're, it sounds weird. Not that we're above anybody, but if you're on a frequency that people aren't, it's projection. They want to feel better about themselves, so they'll try to pull you down. You usually, typically, I mean, there's exceptions to this, but you're usually not pulled down by somebody above.
Yeah.
Usually. Man, let's say just had really terrible character and they're only in it for them.
Yeah.
Usually the people, I mean, think about it, bro. So for example, if you're in the gym, it's not the most healthy guy in the gym that's talking stuff.
Nah.
Is it?
Nah, never.
He gonna be the most encouraging cat in there, usually.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I just learned that this week, man. Like, I'm seeing where certain people want to pull me down to their level because they see where I'm at.
Move away,
and I have to. That's when I start dialing back. I know how to remove myself. I'm an Aquarius, so I come with strong energy, and I'm always, man. I do everything from the heart. Yeah. I get emotional in the heartbeat. Yeah, because I'm everything that I do, I'm moving. It's pure. It's from the heart. Ain't nothing I'm trying to get from nobody. Bro, I'm trying to build together. Let's collaborate. Let's work. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
And so, you know, honestly, man, if somebody fumbling a bag on me, that's on them.
But you really do reap what you sow. So that's why you keep finding yourself in spaces with like-minded behavior, because it attracts that type of behavior, that type of energy, that spirit, however you want to say it. I don't know, man. It's just the healthier my mindset gets, the more I realize. Listen, man, if you are in a group full of ratchetness, nobody assumes that you're the one exception to the group.
That's a fact.
You might in your head always think that you are, but you're not. Or at least in 5 years you won't, because in about 5 years you're going to be just like that company that you've been sitting in for about 5 years. So no, I don't want to be around BS. I just don't. I don't have time for it.
All right, I got a question. It's a follow-up question, because you had said earlier, you said you're in a sharpening season, right? And I know that we've had conversations about just going through difficult seasons of life, right?
Yep.
Since we're talking about stewardship, and we already established that everything that we deal with is something that God has given to us, right? The dark seasons, the hard times.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
About stewardship, stewarding that. Because the idea for most people is to get out of the hard situation as fast as possible.
Right.
But understanding what I know about God, I know that God does His best work in shaping us in the hard time. So, as a follower of Jesus, and somebody who believes that God wants us to steward everything that's going on, right? The question is, how do you steward the dark season?
The dark season?
Yeah, that's a good question for the song.
Who's that for? You want to go first?
Sharpening
go
season.
Ahead,
sharpening season you in. How do you steward that?
Get moving.
Expound.
Okay. All right.
And I already know where you're going, but yes.
The domino game just stopped.
Just get moving, man, because and what I mean by that is, start focusing on things that, like me, I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
So I started figuring out, okay, like my business, my line of business, my website, everything. I started focusing heavy on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, because again, when you're an entrepreneur, nobody is on your back. Nobody's saying, hey, did you get this done today?
Nah, you either get it done or you don't.
You know, and so it's one of those things where you gotta be like, all right, like I got a book, man. I got a notepad, and I got times from 6 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. Now I need to sharpen up on that a little bit more to start jotting down my schedule.
Yeah.
You and me both.
You know what I'm saying? But and that's me holding myself. I need to hold myself accountable more about that. But the main thing is if you sit still. Now sometimes we're supposed to sit still to kind of like catch up with life, right? But then you got to get back to moving.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why I've been like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to so like. I don't want to sit still.
Yeah.
I got a wife. I got 6 kids. I got a lot going on. So I got to watch my time. They might want me to pick them up. So it's a lot that's going on. So, all right, I can go to this. You seen me the other day do it, bro. I had an event. Actually, we was about to have Bible study.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, bro, I got a meeting. I knew we were about to talk. I know we can chop it up. When you know good people, we can talk for a minute. Mm-hmm. I was like, bro, I got a meeting. He was like, he's like, that's how you doing it. I'm like, I'm timing everything. I'm looking at the time and seeing how much can I get done, how much can I squeeze in before I got to go to my next event.
Yeah.
So, man, one day I did like 5 events in one day. Mm-hmm. I kept moving,
and you felt full of joy at the end of that day.
Man, I felt so good.
Yes.
I felt a little beat, but at least I got work done.
Yeah.
And I created content. I had the same suit on the whole day.
See?
And I wanted people to know, look, I not posted it. I even put it on my story because I want you to see I'm not just sitting. I'm moving. And hopefully that it will motivate somebody else, encourage somebody else, inspire somebody else to want to do that. Like, dang. And so when I'm out, people like that. What I've been getting that a lot. Dang, boy, you be moving.
See, and that's the thing about a body emotion stays emotion. Like, I'm gonna keep using this gym analogy because when you first starting to get in the gym, bro, it's a absolute battle, bro. It hurts. Your body's fighting you against it. It thinks you're dying.
Yep.
You need a lot of motivation and accountability in the beginning because you don't have established discipline yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't become so habitual that you don't have to think about it. You have to really psych yourself up about it. And not that element is not always there, but when you leave in the gym, how do you feel versus going into the gym? You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Man.
You feel incredible, right?
Yeah.
And the endorphins is going. Yeah, you got the adrenaline rushing. You got the testosterone and all of that. But that pain, that soreness, you learn to really love it because you know that means that you're growing. You know that means that,
it's a good analogy.
I love
it's
that.
a great analogy.
I love that.
And then you get to the point where eventually you stay at it long enough, you start to crave it.
Yep.
And then if you leave the gym and you don't feel sore, you start feeling like, I feel like I wasted my time. Did I even I didn't put in work like I should have. I should be sore. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like that to me in every element of life.
Here's the other thing to go back to the original point of stewarding the hard times, right? So this will use your analogy.
Okay.
When you first start working out, that onset muscle soreness is terrible.
It's paralyzing, bro.
Right?
Especially leg day.
But here's the thing: the more you do it, the soreness never goes away.
Nope.
You just become tougher at dealing with
like
it.
an ice bath,
right? So you just get used to always being sore. It's just part of the process, right? But I can't get the results that I want without being sore. Like, you understand? So if you take that to the analogy, I said earlier that God gives us dark seasons and hard seasons because it toughens us up. It makes us, it creates us into who He wants us to be for whatever that next chapter in life is. Right? So if God being an all-knowing Father says, you know what, Nate, I want Nate to be here in 2 years. I got some 2 years down the line that I need Nate to be able to handle. Right? I got a group of people over here who's going through something. Yeah. Who 2 years from now they're gonna be like, yo, I need somebody to show me how to get through this. Yeah. I want to use Nate to show them how to get through it. So guess what I'm gonna do for the next 2 years? I'm gonna take Nate through that same hell that they're gonna have to go through.
Yeah.
So that he gets tougher and learns the lessons, learns how to do it. Because as we said earlier, I want to be in rooms with people who have already done it. And the reason why that's the thing is because mentorship, coaching, whatever it is, it's meant to collapse time frames. Right?
All right, y'all.
If it took me 30 years to learn something, and you come to me at 15 saying, hey, OG, teach me how to do this. Okay, cool. I can take 30 years of experience and download it into you at 15. You ain't got to take another 30 years to figure it out if you listen.
Well, here's the other thing too.
Right?
If you can see it,
if
you can achieve it, right?
So here's the thing. Again, God being all knowing and all powerful, knowing what he's going to do. Nate, I got to give you some tough times. And here's the thing. Them tough times, it's twofold. One of them is for you. Because I need to make you tougher.
Yeah.
I need you to get so used to being in this type of pain that it don't even bother you no more.
All right.
So that by the time you get to here, you fully equipped to handle what I got here. But not just that. You also have the experience that you went through. To them people that was over here, that I said 2 years from now, they're going to need something.
Ooh, I got something.
When they ready, you going to be ready. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. And what's so crazy about that is this, bro. God literally built us to adapt.
Okay.
We adapt to the environment that we're in, right? However, it's not just physically. Like, we are created spiritual beings. We were created mind, body, soul, right? Or depending on how, if you're a trichotomist, dichotomist, whatever. That's a whole another discussion. But we're not going to get deep. Mm-hmm. There are different legs to the table.
Yeah.
You can't say, I'm just going to focus on this leg and neglect the others to develop that, right? They're all intertwined, right? And so mind, body, and here's the thing, you get wobbly and fall off. However, here's the thing, when you in hardship like that, you have two options. You can get bitter and jaded, become a victim, and get stuck there. And the way you do that is you surround yourself with yes men that make excuses for you, that believe your excuses, that pat you on the back and don't challenge you, don't call you out, don't hold you accountable, and you stay stuck. Yep. You're comfortable. Comfortable, it makes you soft. Or you have the challenge to lean into that hardship, take accountability for your part that you played in getting you into that hardship. Because let's just face it, 90% of what we go through is self-inflicted in a way.
What if you didn't do anything to put yourself in that situation?
Like a Job type situation?
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Go ahead.
So, yes, everything you said. Here's the other thing I want to add to that. As you lean into that, lean into, okay, God, what do you want me to learn from this situation? How do you want me to steward this pain?
Okay.
That is, listen, that's a different level of commitment. Because we start this whole thing out by saying, look, my life is not mine. I don't belong to me.
Yeah.
I've been bought with a price. Which means when I decided to give my life to Jesus, I said, look, not my will, your will be done. The rest of my life, I'm going to fight against that.
We were just talking about that Tuesday. About
we were.
World versus his will. Was you there?
We were, yeah. Bruh, for the rest of my life, I will battle against my own desires and his desire. That's going to be a battle. Now, I learned to submit more of it along the way, but that's the part that God is looking for. Yeah. Stop. Okay, son, I realize you in this situation. Yes, I put you in that situation. I allow.
Yeah, I didn't just allow it.
In fact, I didn't just allow it. I brought your name up to say, like I did Joe.
That's good.
He say, hey, consider my man Adrian. Oh, whoa. Don't put me in the game, coach. No. When you gave my life to me, I put you in the game.
And there's one more aspect to this.
Let's go.
Not just for our good, but also for his glory.
His glory.
For his glory, man, we forget that because I think that while we were here, I was talking with you about this earlier, we start to think, oh, what's the best scenario for me? What's the best outcome for me? How can I advance me? Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's out here moving, talking about self-love, and that's cool because we are supposed to love others as we love ourselves. So you have to first love the image you're created in.
Yeah.
Because the way that you treat others oftentimes is a direct reflection. It's a projection of how you feel about yourself. Have you
That's
noticed that as you grow, as you get stronger, as you get more mentally, emotionally sound, that's what you start speaking into others?
Yep.
But if you're stuck at the bar, that's what you're encouraging others to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're stuck in self-pity, that's what you encourage others to do. So we're not just wanting to get better for us, but like what you said, but because of how we affect others, and again, because of how God is glorified in that type of movement versus the other.
Yeah.
So I want to ask that because, you know, your question was, too, just answer the question when it was, what do you do during those tough times, right?
What do you do with it?
How do you
start
steward
reading
it?
books?
Okay.
I started reading books. And one of the things that I used to do was worry. We can, you know, we can easily worry.
Self-pity.
So, and I know I had that bad, you know, so when I started reading, I said, man, I need a book. I started Googling a book about worrying, right? And the book I found was by Dale Carnegie. It's called It's called It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And it taught me from meditation in there, putting yourself in day-tight compartments. You know, it taught me about naps.
It's in my cart. It's in my cart.
Yeah. Bro, hey, that book right there changed a lot of my mindset. So that was the first book that I picked up through my darkest times. Was How to Stop Worrying and Start Living.
One thing I'm hearing, and here's a practical aspect, because a lot of times it's like, yo, what's the practical thing? I hear what you're saying about what can I practically do? What I've learned is to control the controllables. I can control how much I'm growing. I can control what I'm focusing on, right?
Yes.
I can control on if I'm having a hard time understanding this. I can go find a therapist to go talk to, right? Like, and I could in half. And so I can control what I can control. Yeah. But I can't control the parts that God controls. And so I heard a preacher say this about 20 years ago, and it always stuck with me. He said, I work like it all depends on me, but I sleep like it all depends on him. Because at the end of the day, I have so little control of what happens in my life.
Yes.
Like, bro, I love going to the gym, right? I have been on a journey. I've lost 60 pounds. Like, I'm real close to my weight loss goal that I'm trying to get to. I'm just trying to get to a certain body fat. I look great right now. I'm killing it. I'm smoking again right now. But guess what? As much as the plan that I have and what I'm doing, I'm one rolled ankle away from or I'm one cornflake going down the wrong pipe from not being able to do anything. Right? So I can control what I control, and if I have health right now, how do I steward that? I steward the health that he's given me to make the most out of that time and get as physically fit as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's my body.
So bringing it all the way back to stewardship, you started off with the conversation about the talents, right? He came back to those three people with talents. One dude that multiplied it by 10, one multiplied it by 5, one took it and just buried it. He was like,
why? What was the motivation for burying it?
And here's what he said. He said, the reason why I buried it is because I know you're a harsh dude.
I was afraid.
And I was scared.
Like, fear.
So I figured I could just give you back what you gave me. And he was like, you wicked servant. You could have put it in the bank and at least got interest.
Fam, fear keeps you from moving.
Fear keeps you from multiplying what he gave you to steward.
And on the other side of fear is success.
On the other side of fear is success. That boy talk.
That's what I started learning. Become fearless.
All of your dreams, your aspirations, and where you want to be, it's just on the other side of that fear.
Because fear is nothing more than the comfort zone.
If you don't lean into it.
I don't want to get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right?
So I got chills on that right now.
You just said fear is, you said be fearless. Being fearless doesn't mean that you don't fear. It means that you fear something and you do it anyway.
You do it afraid.
Yeah.
You do it afraid.
Yeah.
Right?
So I had to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Right. Get real comfortable being uncomfortable is what I hear you saying.
Yeah. I had to allow myself to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Yep.
So that means the tough times, I gotta cry through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta push through that.
Yeah.
That's like going to the gym. Going to the gym when I don't feel like it. Push through when I'm like,
That was today when the weather was bad. It was cold. I was tight. I was like, tired.
That's that push through. So it's just like going through a tough season, pushing through even when you don't feel like it. Show up anyway. And that's one thing that I learned this year in my sharpening season is the power of showing up. That's what I've called that.
You want to know. I'm gonna keep that down. You want to know what's helped me during this season is realizing that when I show up, I don't show up alone.
It just happens that way.
He shows up with me.
Yeah.
Like, you do realize I'm here with you. He's my gym buddy. He's
capital
my
Heat.
He's my He's my gym buddy. He's my spotter. He's the one that gives me the strength that I need when I don't have the strength. So I'm learning to depend on him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, all right, God, listen. I ain't gonna hold you. Life right now hurt.
Yeah.
How do I get through it? But you know what? I don't want to run from it. What I want to do is I want to lean into you and say, all right, what do you want me to learn here? And allow me as your son, we talked about this Tuesday, right? As sons, allow me as your son to rest in you as you walk me through the process. Because as long as I keep running from him, I'm going to keep going through the process. I'm going to go through it alone. He's going to stand back like a good father, like me. As a good father, sometimes I sit back and I know my son's idea is a terrible idea. And I give him advice. Hey, you should do it this way. Nah, Dad, I want to do it. Oh, you know what? Let's try it your way. And I just stand there and watch him mess it up.
I got something.
After you,
I know we cooking now. Look. I'm gonna tell you a little secret, not so secret, but that I just started tapping into more lately. And one is because I want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't just want success. I want to do it with the right motive. That's real success. That's eternal success, right? So one way that I'll know if I'm moving in the right spirit, in the right headspace, is if I'm in gratitude. What I mean is, let me break it down.
Yeah.
After I make that sale, do I just, I do this. You know what I mean?
I do a little bit of that.
Or,
me.
it's so tempting, bro. Or do I stop and say, you know what, Lord? You are the provider. You are the protector.
Yeah.
If you didn't give it, without you, I can do nothing.
Yep, that's a fact.
I have nothing. There's no gift that I have that didn't come down from the Father of lights. You know what I mean? So let me just take a moment. And do you know how often I catch myself like will have got halfway through the day and be like, dang, I didn't even pause and just say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, so I know we say it all the time. It's cliche. Give thanks in all things. With prayer and supplication. Let your request be made known to God. And then what happens? The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. So look, when I get done with the gym, do I say, thank you, God, that I didn't get injured? Thank you, God, for giving me the strength. Thank you that you motivated me to get in here today. Thank you that I wasn't alone. Do we do that in every aspect? With our family, with our job, with you name it.
And that's what his pops was saying at one of the Bible studies. He said, thank you, God.
Are you thankful?
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Grateful, bro.
So y'all, I've had many of tough seasons, right? And I would say me and my wife went through a lot of those tough seasons together.
Yeah, bro.
So that, and that's why I always believe teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So, I'll share this.
This is good.
So this happened. This is real life, man. My wife was pregnant. This is back in 2013.
Okay.
And so before I got into real estate, I used to work with special needs individuals. Okay. Did that for about 7 years, right?
Okay.
You did that too, didn't you?
Respectable. Disabled.
Yeah. And I worked in the group homes, ISLs, and then I was also a teacher at the school for a little bit. But man, one of the things that happened, man, my wife's water broke, right?
Okay.
And man, like we couldn't understand. We started thinking, oh well, maybe this happened because we didn't go to this hospital, that hospital. That was the test for our relationship.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? Because in order for us to get through the tough seasons, we ain't gonna get through those tough seasons without tests.
That's a fact.
Without a test, it ain't gonna be a true season. You gotta You gotta be able to weather through the storm, man. And so we lost our baby. Like we named her Nevaeh. Her name was Heaven spelled backwards.
I've been
there.
Yeah, he
been through a similar
couple
situation.
times, wasn't it?
So when that happened, we had, so 6 months in, we had, tough experience through the hospital, all that,
Right here.
You know what I'm saying? And blessing, bro.
Same to you.
Thank you.
I know that feeling, dog.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine,
Bro.
I can't empathize.
Man,
Sympathize.
so much went through my mind. I'm like, man, should I spaz? It was a lot that went through my mind. We was young, man.
Bruh.
And so
we did it at 22 years old.
that was the age. I was like 20, 21.
This is insane.
What the?
So let me
You
break
wrote
it
a
down to
song
y'all.
about it, didn't you?
Yeah.
If I remember
So,
correctly.
and I wasn't doing my music at that time because I started rapping at 12.
Okay.
But so when that happened, man, we was, me and my wife, that was a test for us. So, and I'm gonna say this, I've been protected my whole life. I always got on these bad boys right here on my knee.
Mm-hmm.
Pray to God.
Yep.
And
That's the key.
sometimes you don't see the results right away. So you got to keep praying, keep pushing.
Yeah.
So one day we was driving, and this was in Independence, Missouri, and my wife, I said, we had just bought the tombstone for our daughter, and I said, hey, I be telling her, man, God be talking to me, God be putting me in right positions, but God be saying the right people, putting the right people in my life, right? And I said, hey, and I'm getting chills about this, y'all. I said, man, God is telling me, let's go over to our old apartments. We pulled up. I was at that time I had a 2002 Cadillac Escalade. So we had pulled up, and I talked to my neighbor. He said, hey, Adrian, you still he was like, Adrian, you still work at the group home? I said, nah, man, they just fired me. They knew I had a baby on the way. They fired me for nothing. It didn't even make sense. If I would have known better, I would have took different action. Boy, I'm telling you. But so it was a lady sitting on the porch. She said, oh, wow. She said, I was like, yeah, I just lost my daughter too. So I lost my job, lost my daughter at the same time. Now I'm trying to come up with money, man, to figure that out. Me and my wife, so I said, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry you just lost your daughter. I lost 3 of my boys. I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She said, but God wants you to know your daughter is okay. I said, hold on now. Let me get me and my wife, I'm getting chills, right? We weren't even married at the time. We only had two kids at the time. My oldest boy, he was in school, and my other daughter, Maya, she was 2 or 3. And so I said, hey, I need you to get out the car. I said, I'll be telling you, God be sending you messages, but you don't be present when it happens. She got chill. The lady was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had somebody in the car with you. I said, yeah, no, it's all good. She said, okay. She was like, God want me to let you guys know that your daughter is safe. Okay. She said, God wants you to get your house in order. I said,
You knew you weren't ready.
I said, okay. All right. So he said, this little girl right here, she's talking about my daughter. She said she likes to dance. I was like, okay. She do like to dance. She said, she looked me dead in my eyes. She said, I'm sorry about your mother. Cause me and mom, we didn't really have the greatest relationship, right? So she didn't really elaborate. She just said, I'm sorry about what you went through. I was like, all right. She said, but your grandmother was always good to you. I said, she still is. I started when she apologized to me about my mom, I started crying. I'm backing up like, what is this lady?
Yeah.
How does she know what's going on? She said, somebody here do music. My lady at the time, she not my wife now, but she was like, I know how to sing. I was like, you don't know, it's me, I do music. She said, keep it up. I see a Grammy. She said, I see a golden album. She said, keep it up. She said, God just wants you to get your house on. She said, you think that truck is nice? The 02 Escalade. She said, you ain't seen nothing yet. She said, she said, I see so many luxury vehicles coming your way. Some exotic vehicles. Can I be your friend? I was like, I shook her hand. I was like, yeah. She said, you gonna receive so many blessings, you got to pass some of them up.
She was white
Nah, you stupid.
So,
He being silly. He being silly.
So she said, and this lady right here, she loves you. This is your wife. You didn't even know that. I was like, dang. So she said, just get your house in order, and everything gonna be all right. The mission, what I received from that is we need to get married and start having kids out of wedlock.
In order. Line up with, put it in order. That'd be in line with the word, brother.
That would be in order.
That'd be in order.
Yeah. You know, so fast forward, we got married. We got married like 6 months after that. You know, and she was pregnant again.
That's crazy. So my allergy is killing me right now. It's just the smoke.
Yeah. So you know, man. So like I said, you know, it's been many of tough seasons that I've had to weather through. But you know,
that's dope. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. You know,
Dre, would you speak on if you want? Would you share
that season?
Yeah. Would you share that season? Because that was impactful for me.
Yeah.
And because I got to see you walk through it up close and personal.
Yeah.
And I had never seen you like that. And actually, it kind of scared me. It spooked me a little bit because I never saw you like that.
Yeah.
Very solemn. And Dre has always been a very outgoing, powerful personality when he walk in the room, just like, any of us.
Yeah.
When he walk in the room, very magnet and energetic. And I just seen your countenance, your spirit, everything changed during that period.
Yeah, so you didn't see me go through that time. What you saw was, so when I did the song, and I think the song was on YouTube. I put the link in the description so y'all can listen to it. When I did the song, I had to kind of go through the process of grieving that. That's the part that you saw. Yeah, that too. You definitely saw that. That was definitely that. But I was like, when I did the song, it took a lot out of me to do the song because it was a very personal thing. You know what I mean? But that season, bro, I had just got saved. Like, I got saved while my wife was pregnant. So for those that don't know my story of how I got saved, my wife was pregnant, and I always had this thing in my brain. I always been like, I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to end up divorced or living outside of a house with my kids, right? Like, I just don't want to do that. So when she got pregnant, I got real serious about God, and I was like, you know what? Let me go to church and just get prayed for. My mom and dad just started going to this new church. And so they don't know this new church I never visited before. I don't know the pastor, none of that stuff. I went there with one intention, to go up there and get prayed for my marriage that was coming up, right? So we got engaged. So I go in there. I don't remember the sermon. I just remember going up to get prayed for. When I walk up there, the Pastor McFetters, if you see this, it's my man. Little bitty short dude. I walk up there and he got ready to pray for me. He stopped. He said, young man. He said, what's your name? I said, my name is Andre. He said, God is telling me to tell you, if you submit to him, he will make you the husband and the father that you said you want to be. Mind y'all, I ain't had this conversation with nobody but me and God. I ain't have with my mama. I ain't have with my girl, like nobody. Like, only person had this conversation was me and God. And I don't know this man. So when he said that, it was like God was like, same as you. Hey, yo, it's time to get it in order. Since then, I've been running with God, right? So
definitely had.
So that was
consistently.
That was about April 2005.
Okay, which was
that's
right the time I got saved, actually.
Yep. October is when this all went down. So I get it was April. No, I take that back. It was like April. We had just got engaged on Valentine's Day. I get saved in April, and we wasn't supposed to get married till November. We end up moving the wedding date up, right? So we get married. She's pregnant, all that good stuff. We get married in June. October is when we lose our baby. And it was a very similar situation, bro. I was at work. I get a phone call at work, and baby girl's like, "Yo, my water just broke."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Huh?" So I'm at the hospital, like, get here now. So I get there, and it's the most helpless feeling I ever had in my life, bro. Now they little man was born. They was like, yo, he alive right now, but he ain't gonna be. They let me hold him till he passed. It's the most helpless feeling I ever had in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I would literally die to change places with this kid, and I can't do anything about it. And so very early on in my walk with Jesus, I learned difficulty happens to believers.
Oh yeah.
Right off the bat.
Straight out the gate. You know what I mean? So when we talking about stewardship, like, and I specifically talked about stewarding that, I didn't know we was gonna go here with this as far as doing that. But stewarding,
God did.
Stewarding that hard time, stewarding everything that God allows to come along, because nothing could happen to me that doesn't come through his hands first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's the seasoned believer in you saying that. Did you know that at the time?
I knew it intellectually.
Yeah.
Because the moment as it was happening, I remember leaning in and telling my wife, like, yo, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be all right. And then when little man was born, I'm sitting there holding, like, I broke.
Yeah.
And she was encouraging me. She was like, yo, she was like, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be, God got us.
She tough.
You know what I mean? Like,
she tough, bro.
And so, but I had no idea the impact that would have on me for the rest of my life. My oldest son, so by God's grace, 2 years later, so Lil Dre was born October 6th, 2005, October 6th. Zaya was born 2 years later, October 5th. Right? So every year, this is as a father, every year is difficult.
Yeah.
Because every year it's like the greatness of celebrating my son's birthday, and then the next day I'm celebrating the fact I remember that my other son ain't here. So my oldest son just turned 18 last week, a couple weeks ago. Right? It's his 18th birthday, and I'm sitting there like the next day, like, the Lil Dre supposed to be 20. It's 20 years ago, bro. You know what I mean? But that situation changed me, but it also shaped me.
You know what, bro? I always wondered why AJ's name wasn't Dre Jr. But because you didn't want to use that name again. Oh my God! I finally got that.
So
okay.
Yeah. So we had Dre Jr. Then Isaiah was supposed to be AJ, but his grandma, shout out to Mama, hi Mama, she was like, his name's Zay. So it's stuck. So AJ, my other son, that's his nickname. When he was born, I said, look, y'all not changing his nickname. I'm gonna have me an AJ. You know what I mean? So, but I got you. Stewarding those times shaped who I became going forward, right? Yeah. And I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for that. And then also, when I did get to a place to where I could actually share it, and I did a song about it. Yeah. Out of all the music I've ever done, that song was the one that people come to me all the time. Like, yo, that's the one that impacted me.
I want to say one thing that a lot of people watching this, anybody that know you know this, but I'm going to say it. I'm not gassing you up, all glory to God, but Dre is legitimately one of the most consistent, solid, not even just believers, but just men that I've ever known in my life. That's why I try to stay in such close proximity to him. But what y'all don't know, what I didn't know the depths of, was the turmoil and hardship that got you there. You didn't just wake up one day and decide, hey, I feel like being great today. That was birthed out of
pain. Nigga, I was hurting.
A lot of hurt.
I learned that in pain, I got the closest to God.
Yes.
And I learned how real and how intimate he is as a father, because I went through those tough times where he proved to me I had nothing else to lean on.
Yeah.
Like I knew, you can't shake the fact that I know I believe. I don't just believe in some fairy tale. I have a relationship with a person now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
fairy tales didn't get me through what I got.
Yeah, man, boy, I almost cussed, boy. You crazy? I wish I would let somebody take the credit away from God after what he brought me through.
No, sir.
Yep.
At least consistently walked me through. You know what I mean? Like, nah, ain't no way.
That's where we trying to get.
Ain't no way, bro.
That's what we're trying to get.
You know, and that's the thing too about when it comes to what we're going through. Every, you know what? because it's levels to each
sanctification or
each step that we take in life, right? There's different levels. When we think that we reach the top of the mountain, it's a whole nother layer to reach.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then the fog clears and you see the other taller mountain to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go ahead. I'll keep that.
So like something, we gotta always keep on because somebody, is always looking to try to take credit for something that
only God can do it.
And he'll strip that away from you so quick in a second. Let me tell you what the Bible say, man. Pride come before the fall, not before the rise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Kanye's out here, bro. And I hate that's an extreme example, but what I mean is there's a lot of King Nebuchadnezzar's out here. If you haven't read about King Nebuchadnezzar, go look it up. Read the whole story. Mm-hmm. There's life application there because let you think for a second to take glory for all that he's done. He gives and he takes away.
You hear me?
In a heartbeat. And don't think that
he's good in
not
both.
Stewarding. Don't think that we're leasing. It's not ownership. It's not ours to do what we want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, we're gonna wrap up, man. We've been here for a while. We've been talking. We'll probably sit around and talk a little bit longer, but I know y'all ain't gonna sit around and watch 2 hours, right? So
I think it would.
We thank y'all for tuning in to this point. And rocking with us, man. I'll leave all the information below where they can find you on social media.
Yeah. So appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
On Instagram is I am Adrian Haliburton. On Facebook is Adrian Haliburton. On LinkedIn is Adrian Haliburton. Mm-hmm. YouTube Adrian Haliburton, or to be I am Adrian Haliburton. Yeah, man.
All right, for me, you can see me on Facebook, Nate Smith. Instagram, it's Nate Smith 1988. I'm even trying to do a little bit of TikTok here and there.
You doing?
It's not my stage. I'm not doing dances.
Nah,
I'm not. Well, I might car dance a little bit. I did try to be Chris Brown, but that's in the solitude. And I confided in you when I told you about that move. This is now public information. Don't go looking for Chris Brown's moves. I haven't uploaded them just yet. I'm not that thirsty for attention.
That's hilarious. I will be. I'll upload the video of me dancing like Chris Brown soon.
I dare you.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll do it. I promise you I'll do it.
This is Chris Brown's like one of his biggest fans.
CB the GOAT.
And I'm going to that next show.
CB the GOAT, bro. CB the GOAT. But look, we gonna get out of here, man. Y'all know what it is. Until next time, y'all know the motto at Cut the Tech, baby. Don't play me, pay me. Cut the Tech, you heard?
Don't play me, pay me. Cut the Tech.
Yeah. Hey, one thing God uses to mature his people is pain and suffering, man. So every Christian has a story. This is one of mine. Yeah, I pray you blessed by it. Listen, yo. It was October 05, 6th day of the month. I remember it as if it was yesterday, just an ordinary day. I'm at work just doing what I does. Me and my homie Josh digging in the scriptures over lunch. Then a co-worker comes running in the room telling me I got a call. That's when the drama starts. I get to the phone and what I hear when I answer it, my wife on the other end panicking, telling me she's at the hospital. She's having complications and the doctor's telling her that the baby ain't gonna make it. I grabbed my coat and told my boss that I was breaking, hop in the whip, and I could barely drive cause I'm shaking. Now I'm racing down Main, heart racing, blood racing through my veins, thoughts racing through my brain. I'm just racing and I'm praying, but my heart's pulled in so many ways I honestly can't remember what I'm saying. I arrived at the hospital and they take me to a room. Nurse tosses me some scrubs like, here, put these on. Then she takes me to the room where my wife is, and I'm still trying to figure out what the world is going on. Then the doctor says his heartbeat is fading away, and though he's premature, she's gonna have this baby today. And hearing those words hit my heart and left me shook. Next thing you know, they telling wifey push. Dad, everything's moving so fast, not prepared for this. Never been to Lamar's class. A couple moments pass and my little man's born. And just about as quick as he was here, he was gone. But before he left, the doctor chose to let me hold him. Told us for his final moments, we should try to let him know that he was loved. And as I hold him, I'm sitting feeling hopeless, cause I know that there's nothing I can do to keep him from going. Now the tears start flowing. Then I look over at my wife who's got her hands on my shoulder to console me. She was like, everything will be alright. And the look inside her eyes got me focused, cause I knew where he was going. So I had to hand him over and entrust him to the Lord. The little man took his final breath in my arms, and I just sat there shook with no words to say. That's the way we lost little Dre. Dad, that's not the end of the story though. There's much more to speak about, and I don't want to leave it out. They sent me back to the room, said they had some work to do on wifey, and they would bring her back to me soon. So I go back to the room where my mother-in-law, moms, and pops is, and I sit watching the clock tick-tocking. 2 hours later, in comes the doctor saying we had some complications. We almost lost her. What? My heart stopped for a second. She said we got her down in ICU. So now I'm racing through the halls down to ICU. Open the doors and I see my boo strapped to a bed with breathing tubes. And she's starting to come to, but she's having trouble breathing. Face starting to turn blue, and the nurses start scrambling. By now I'm panicking. I look up to the skies and scream, Lord, I can't handle this. But right at that moment, it was like the Lord placed his hands on my shoulders, and my heart honed in on how he was controlling the circumstances in the lives of Job and Joseph. That's when I noticed that he holds it all in the palm of his hands like a closed fist. And my pain turned to praise when I noticed that no matter the circumstances, he still holds me down. Now everything's peaceful. Wifey's doing better now. She's laying there sleeping, but they wanna keep her for the weekend to peep her progress. And Sunday morning we finally leaving. We get home and as soon as we step inside, my wife broke and inside my heart broke as she cried. And for the next couple of months I spent a whole lot of time asking God to provide peace of mind to my bride. Now that the healing began, I was like, thank God the hard part's over, right? Not quite. We found out that she was pregnant again, only to have it end in miscarriage. And I be telling you a lie if I said there weren't times I ain't asked the Lord why, and I ain't grapple inside with the way that things were happening, questioning, Lord, is it in your will for us to have a kid? But one thing about suffering is that it's given so that we can make much of him. Cause at those times were when I felt the most close to him, cause when I needed comfort and I couldn't get enough of him. So we asked him if he would bless us with a son, but give us the heart to be content if he gives us none. And almost 2 years to the day after losing little Dre, in comes Isaiah, the answer to our prayers. October 5th, 2007, Isaiah came kicking and screaming. Just a reminder to me and my wife that God was there with us the whole time. Dad, you're so good, y'all. That's real. Let's go.